But when they get to the lab, something seems amiss.
Ah, my eyes! My eyes! It exploded again. It was terrible. We have no right to tamper with the universe. Ooh.
In case you missed that bout of overacting, when they turned on the telescope again, it exploded and Jennings disappeared. The police soon show up and arrest Phil and Howard for no good reason.
Lieutenant, what's the charge, sir?
Illegal alien.
Don't worry, Howard breaks away almost instantaneously and finds Jennings.
Oh.
They after you?
Does shoot to kill sound serious?
He didn't ask if they were serious, he asked if they were after you. Anyway, the three of them break out of the back gate in Jennings' car.
Lieutenant, the car crashed out the back gate, headed towards Highway 5.
All right, get on an all-points bulletin right now.
Yes, sir.
How the hell am I going to explain a manhunt for a duck?
It's a duck hunt.
But all is not well with our heroes as something changes within Jennings and...
I'm dead.
Yes, you are.
After running from the police, they decide they should get some food at Joe Roma's Cajun Sushi? What the hell? Oh, I'm sorry. I should say Joe Roma's Cajun Sushi? Well, anyway, here at the 1 hour mark, the actual plot of the movie kicks in as Jennings explains that he's...
I'm now one of the dark overlords of the universe.
Dark Overlord of the Universe?
That must be quite a responsibility.
Tonight, the laser beam hit the nexus of Summonus.
What is that? A suburb of Cleveland?
It lies beyond the planets. It is a region of demons.
He proves his evil powers by killing some innocent condiments. Big deal, I can blow up ketchup too, but only when it really pisses me off. Come out when I hit you, damn it! Anyway, the Dark Overlord of the Universe here, or Mr. of the Universe for short, explains that he has the code key for the telescope that he's going to use to bring the rest of his people down from the Nexus of Somnos, but Howard also needs it to get home. Unfortunately, as Howard tries to leave with the code key, some local yokels start up a fight with him.
So take a hike, cowboy.
You're a dead... What's this, the key to your duckmobile?
Alright, we know it's a code key, but it's an electronic device. Why does Trucker McInbred here recognize it as a key? So soon, the whole entire restaurant start having a grand melee against Howard the Duck.
Good shot!
Another hungry customer. Yeah.
Good thing they have those cream pies for him.
You're not getting away now, you stupid bird!
Ruffling my feathers. Put me down, Henry. You're safe. Put me down right now.
Put him down! Howard may be a duck, but you people are animals! He's my boyfriend!
That's disgusting.
Not that I disagree with him, but what does he think Howard is? When he first came over, he thought Howard was a ventriloquist dummy.
You jackass, he's a ventriloquist. This guy here's doing the talking and this here's a dummy.
But have they seriously gone entirely over to thinking that he's a talking anthropomorphic duck? Well, apparently yes, because they then proceed to tie him to a chopping board to prepare to chop off his head and cook him. I am entirely serious.
I am not amused. I'm going to barbecue your bill, bird.
Oh, great duck in heaven. Is this the end of Howard?
Oh, okay, wait. I have to bring this up. This waitress.
Hey!
When they first get to this place, she thinks that they're a family and Howard is a kid in a costume.
Wow! Your kid's costume is really radical.
When they just blindly order the special, something I wouldn't do in a place that calls itself Joe Roma's Cajun Sushi, it comes and has eggs on it, which freaks Howard out.
I'll give you a hint, doll. What's white, ovoid, and always reminds me of my birthday? The eggs! Get them out of here!
Gosh, you know, hostility is like a psychic boomerang.
But when the fight breaks out, she has this to say.
Oh, no, we have fights in here all the time.
Okay, first of all, she's bringing a beer to someone she thinks is a child. But more to the point, the rest of the place is beating up someone she thinks is a child and are planning to brutally murder him and then cook him! Anyway, when Beverly finally reminds Mr. of the Universe that the yokels have the code key he needs, he uses his powers to free Howard and get the code key back.
No! Beverly!
Oh, and just to prove that he is now, in fact, the villain, he kidnaps Beverly.
I need your body.
Creep, I've heard that one before!
The Dark Overlords cannot exist on this planet unless they grow inside a human body.
Okay, so he claims he has a real reason for it, but still. He needs to eat some energy, so he decides to drain the battery of the truck he's driving. Brilliant! Unsurprisingly, the cops get called out to Joe Rama's Cajun Sushi. Surprisingly, one of the cars still has Phil in it.
Howard, I got arrested at the plant. I'm gonna have a criminal record.
There, he meets back up with Howard and escapes by climbing through the open window.
It'll be dawn soon.
Hey, let's steal a cop car.
Don't you think that'd be a little conspicuous?
Right, a stolen cop car would be too conspicuous. So instead they take a plane!
Hey, we've got a saying on my planet. If God intended us to fly, he wouldn't have taken away our wings.
Get it? It's like our old statement, if God wanted us to fly, he would have given us wings. But he's a duck. Ducks have wings and can fly. But Howard has evolved beyond having wings and can't fly. Laugh, damn it! And for some reason, Mr. of the Universe decided to drive way out into the county to get to the lab a few miles away, giving Howard and Phil plenty enough time to set up the plane and take off. They proceed to have a long chase with the cops, with them on the plane and the cops in cars, even going through a street duck hunting festival. Don't ask me. And this chase is brought to you by North American. They'll get your plane-flying anthropomorphic duck there on time. Lucky for them, Mr. of the Universe and Beverly get stopped at an emissions checkpoint. Timeless.
I want to see your license, Jack.
I have no license. I am not Jack.
I am Jack's complete lack of surprise.
Howard runs into his own trouble, though, as he crashes his plane through an open train car.
Filthy help! Filthy help me!
Never heard of a duck that couldn't swim.
But unfortunately, Mr. of the Universe has beaten them to the lab and has tied Beverly up to be face-hugged by his Dark Overlord brethren.
This is crazy!
Phil, no duck is an island.
Oh yeah? Check and mate. Thankfully, Phil knows where the lab is keeping a large, untested laser, the neutron disintegrator. They bring the laser in on a golf cart, which Howard manages to get to stop working.
Duck! And proud of it.
Can you believe it really took them this long to make that joke? Phil, in his one moment of not being a bumbling idiot, deflects Mr. of the Universe's optic blasts with a parabolic dish. And guess what? It works! Note to self, when going up against a trans-dimensional, demonic, super powerful being, bring a parabolic dish.
It still won't start.
Try the seatbelt, Howard.
What sort of vehicle engages based on the seatbelt? I guess that one. So Howard and Mr. of the Universe line up to have an epic laser battle. And after the explosion, Howard wins! Phil goes and unties Beverly, Hell, even Jennings is fine after this. But what they forgot to realize is that the Dark Overlord was the final boss, and thus has multiple forms. And it has gained the power of claymation!
And I told you, we're not clay. We're silicone dolls with foam bodies over ball and socket armatures.
Whatever. The stop-motion Dark Overlord turns on the telescope to drag down more Dark Overlords.
Coordinates to arrival.
Who programmed that there? Yesterday when the telescope exploded, no one knew it could bring anything down. And this place obviously hasn't been used since then. Well, who cares? It's time for the final battle! Again! It goes, well, exactly the same. Yay for redundancy! But there are 3 Dark Overlords still on their way down.
The machine, Howard! You gotta destroy it! Blast it! Get him!
No, Howard, don't. Huh? We'll never get home.
So? The laser has proven itself quite effective. Just shoot them when they come down. Wait a second. The Dark Overlords need a human host to exist on our world. That's why Mr. of the Universe kidnapped Beverly in the first place. So just get out of there so that they won't have any bodies to inhabit and... Oh well. Howard's now stuck on Earth. So, he becomes Beverly's manager, and the Cherry Bombs play for a sold-out arena. Everyone's dreams come true.
Manager!
Hey, except for Phil, he wanted to be a famous scientist with his proof of extraterrestrial life. You know, the one standing right in front of him, but instead he becomes the band's stage manager? What a chip! So that was Howard the Duck. It was goofy, insane, and pushed the edge of the old PG rating with its sexual humor and even bare breasts, albeit of a duck. That's highly disrespectful to the original source material. While I've seen far worse movies, I can understand why people think of this one when they think of bad comic book movies. What? What do you mean you were thinking of a different movie? Alright, I'll check my collection and see if I can find a worse one.
Were treating me right, moving my feet to the disco beat. How in the world can I keep my seat? All of a sudden I began to change. I was on the dance floor acting strange, flapping my arms I began to cluck. Look at me, I'm the disco dog.
Check it out, Mama. I'm got to have real Mama. Disco, disco duck. Got to have real Mama. Disco, disco duck. Oh, check it out, Mama. Don't be a cluck.
Wait a second, I did an entire Howard the Duck review without making a single DuckTales reference? Well, I'll fix that.
There's no case too big, no case too small. When you need help, just call Chip and Dale. Rescue Rangers, Chip and Dale. When there's danger.
Close enough.
DuckTales, woo!